Guys, before the video starts, I'm just going to add this in at the start of the video. I'm using Lunar client. It's probably the client everyone uses right now. It definitely boosts your FPS, has loads of good mods on it. It's definitely worth checking out. You can create multiple profiles with certain mods on, like I have on the left. There's settings here. I'm going to make a separate video on all these for FPS performance, but today I just released my Minecraft settings. So I'd recommend checking out Lunar Client. That's what I'm using in this video. Definitely boosts your FPS. Alright guys, it's Rent. So I'm not going to make this video long. Try not to. So I'm going to share to get more FPS in 1.8.9 and 1.7.10. Obviously there's loads of videos out there. People bullshitting you. Obviously you're going to need a decent PC if you want high FPS. That's just how it is. Yeah, so let's go through them. So this is 1.8.9 right now. I'm just going to go through my settings. I've tested all of these out. These are the best for FPS on a decent PC, but if you have a low-end PC, I'd recommend turning most of everything off. So you want to just copy down all of these settings. For low-end PCs, I'd recommend keeping graphics on fast, play on either 2 or 4 render distance. Everything else keep the same, and turn smooth lighting off. This doesn't really affect FPS. It says it does, but it doesn't as far as I know. Animations, I have some of them on, some of them off. I'm actually going to turn all of them off. You want to keep particles on all because you want all the particles in your texture pack. I have no shaders on. Details, just copy all these. For Vignet, I think that's how you say it. It says that it's fast and it can affect your FPS, but I've never seen it affect my FPS at all. I turn it off and on, nothing changes, so I could just keep it on fancy. If you know what Vignet is, it's just like these. Sometimes in your PvP you get these black shadows on the corner of your screens. It looks pretty good in videos and stuff. So yeah, quality, I have all this just like this. Next, performance. This is probably one of the main bits. So what a lot of people leave out is fast render. So I'm on 1.8 right now. Obviously you get less FPS on 1.8 than you do 1.7 because all the newer blocks and textures and stuff. So I'm getting a stable 500, sometimes 600, high 400. So obviously I'll get more in a PvP battle, but I wanted to go in a place where there was a lot of entities. So if I go on, this is with fast render on. If you turn it on, it boosts your FPS, but if I turn it off, it will go down by like 1 to 200. Obviously I have motion blur on. For me, that doesn't affect my FPS, but it does affect FPS, but for me it doesn't, okay? If that makes sense. So I'd recommend turning fast render on. You will not be able to use shaders or motion blur if you have it on, but if you want the FPS, then I recommend you turn it on. Performance, just copy the rest of these settings down in other. All you really want to do in other is just change weather, keep it off, because you have weather doesn't really happen on multiplayer. So yeah, that's pretty much it for 1.8. That's literally it. I hope that helped you. We're gonna move to 1.7 now. Alright guys, so I'm 1.7 now. I'm gonna make this quick. So as you can see, we're getting a lot more FPS. So it's pretty much the same settings. I do get around 900 to 1000 FPS like while PvPing, but obviously I'm in a high entity place right now. So either way, I'm getting like 200 to 300, maybe 400 more than I would on the 1.8. So it's pretty much the same settings. You want 6 smooth lighting, keep that on maximum. You can probably handle it on 1.7. Animations, turn them all off. Keep items animated on 1.7 because obviously you want the best experience with the most FPS, and it won't look good if the items aren't animated. So yeah, quality, it's all the same. Performance, fast render's on right now. If you turn that off, your FPS is going to go down. You know the drill. So keep that on. Again, you won't, if you have fast render on, you won't be able to use motion blur or shaders, as you can see. Keep smooth world on. Do not turn smooth FPS on. That will dramatically decrease your FPS, as you can see. It basically smoothens out your FPS. It lowers it, but it keeps it more smooth, prevents lag spikes. Obviously that sounds good, but if you want the most FPS, which is why I clicked on the video, I'd recommend leaving that off. Everything else just copy down. Lazy chunk loading. It says it when it's on, it's smoother. Obviously, when you have it off, you can't turn it back on for some reason. I'd recommend leaving it off, honestly. Like, I mean, it doesn't matter. I see no effect at all on it. And another thing is, I would recommend using as high as 128x packs. I'm using 32 right now. Obviously, there's higher, like 256x and I think 512x. Those have a lot of textures and pixels, and that obviously gonna decrease your FPS. But if you have a decent enough PC or a high-end PC, I'd recommend using at least 128x to 250x, maybe 512x. If you have a low-end PC or even a laptop, I'd recommend using as high as 64x, maybe 32x packs, if you don't want to damage your FPS. And yeah, so that's it. I went through settings for 1.8.9, 1.7.10. If any of these settings helped you or you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe if you're new. We're almost at 700. Once we reach 700, I'll probably be live streaming more practice, so you can see me drop to 700 elo. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye bye.